Good evening. This is the August 6, 2025 meeting of the Planning Board. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, members of the Planning Board. The first item on the agenda is a petition to build the unimproved filed plat street or paper street on Raphael Boulevard in Wisconsin. The applicant is requesting approval to construct a portion of the unimproved filed plat street known as Raphael Boulevard in order to build a home on Suffolk County Tax Map number 800-164-3. Pursuant to Section 280A of Town Law, no permit for the erection of any building shall be issued unless a street or highway giving access to such proposed structure has been duly placed on the official map or plan. Additionally, before such permit shall be issued, such street or highway shall have been suitably improved to the satisfaction of the Town Board of the Planning Board. In this case, it is the Planning Board. Raphael Boulevard is approximately 1,200 feet in length. Currently, about 880 feet of the road is improved and terminates in a cul-de-sac. Beyond the cul-de-sac, the road continues as an unimproved paper street, which varies in width from 50 feet at its southern end to 30 feet toward the north. The topography of the area is relatively flat and does not contain any high groundwater. The applicant proposes to improve approximately 225 feet of the paper street by constructing a 16-foot wide private road with mountable curbing, ending in a T-shaped turnaround. The proposal also includes relocating the existing driveway serving 11 Raphael Boulevard to connect with the new private road. Additionally, the applicant plans to construct a single-family dwelling on tax lot 164-347 under a separate building permit application. Based on the R10 zoning ordinance, there appears to be potential for the development of a second single-family dwelling on tax lot 164-349. There is one additional vacant tax lot located north of the site with access limited to only the paper street. Development of this lot would require variance approval from the Board of Zoning Appeals to reduce the minimum lot area. If that lot is developed, the road may also need to be extended and or widened through a subsequent 280A application. The Engineering, Highway, and Traffic Safety Departments have found the application acceptable. The Department of Environment and Waterways recommends the applicant contact the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, their regional office, prior to development due to the site being in the vicinity of animals listed on the state's endangered or threatened list. The additional information, the amount of the performance bond is estimated at $54,780. The amount of the cash deposit is $500. The amount of the performance bond to be posted with the town is $54,280, and the amount of the inspection fee is $4,382. The following resolutions are offered for the board's consideration, whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Decanio Management Corp. For a 280A application to construct a portion of an unimproved filed plat street known as Raphael Boulevard. Now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby approves the 280A application on Raphael Boulevard, subject to the following conditions. A, posting of a performance bond in form and amount specified by a separate resolution of the Planning Board and for a term of 2 years. B, posting of a general liability insurance policy to run concurrently with the term of the performance bond and in accordance with other provisions of Section 248 of the Code of the Town of Smithtown subdivision regulations. C, payment of an inspection fee and cash deposit as established by a separate resolution of the Planning Board. D, a road opening permit shall be obtained from the Highway Department prior to any construction activity. E, the applicant shall contact the Engineering Department prior to any construction activity. F, the applicant shall contact and coordinate with New York State DEC Regional Office to determine and implement any protective measures required for the project prior to the commencement of any tree clearing or construction activities. G, the proposed roads shall not be designated for the exclusive use of any individual property owner. Responsibility for the maintenance, repair, and general upkeep of the road shall be shared jointly by all property owners who utilize it for access to their respective properties. H, the applicant shall consult and coordinate with both the Wisconsin Fire District and the Suffolk County Water Authority to determine the necessity, feasibility, and potential location for the installation of a new fire hydrant and shall comply with all applicable requirements and recommendations resulting from such coordination. Second resolve, that approval of this 280A application shall be valid for a period of 180 days unless a performance bond has been posted with the town board in satisfactory amount. The applicant can request an extension of approval from the planning board. And for the authorization to sign the performance bond estimate, whereas the town departments of engineering, traffic safety, highway, and planning have prepared a performance bond estimate to cover the cost of all required public improvements. Now therefore be it first resolved that the chairman of the planning board is authorized to sign the performance bond estimate for the 280A application, Raphael Boulevard, in the amount of $54,780 and establish an inspection fee of $4,382 and a cash deposit of $500. Therefore, the amount of the performance bond to be posted with the town shall be $54,280. And we have the affidavit of posting.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Yes, Vincent DeCanio, 117 Terry Road, Smithtown. I think it was summed up by planning. I agree with all the conditions. And we were thorough with our application, speaking not only with planning, with engineering department. And that's how we designed the road the way we did, 16-foot wide with the mountable curb. So I'm in agreement if the board is in agreement.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to be heard at this time? Want to come up to the mic and state your name and address for the record, please?
Hello, I'm Joseph Sajaci, 17 Cedarfield Terrace, St. James, New York. Saggese. So I just wanted to get an understanding of what this easement is about. So our family owns the property adjacent to this lot, right south of the lot and north of the cul-de-sac. I saw from that plan you have a proposed driveway into that property, and that would be our property. So I don't know how this easement affects the property that we own. Could you explain?
I think you just added it to show that there could be a potential proposed driveway there, but I don't think your architect or engineer probably just added it there, but there's no plans to build a house there at this moment.
So the easement, could you explain that to me and how it affects the property that we have there? I heard costs had to be incurred.
Could go.
I mean, I can try as well. So if you're looking at the aerial up here, Mr. DeCanio has the piece of property that's shown in blue, or lot number 47. Your property is the one adjacent to it to the south, that's 164,349. So that is a Raphael Boulevard currently ends in a cul-de-sac to the south, right where it says R10S. Then there's a paper street. So it's not an easement, it's more like an old file map where they left this paper street that at one time, was proposed for a subdivision. So the access that these properties have is through a paper street, and this is not a subdivision, but this is a 280A application, which is to determine the amount of adequate access that these properties need. So what the board and the town departments have been looking at is, what do we do? How do we, we've determined that these are potentially buildable lots. What do? Do we bring in a typical town road that has a 50-foot wide right-of-way and it's 30 feet wide? Or do we do something less? Because the paper street is 50 feet wide down near the cul-de-sac, it then narrows. What you see is this one parcel, it's a back-to-back, but it does not appear to be dividable. So with that, the road, the paper street narrows then to 30 feet wide. So if you're only building two houses, the planning board has said, why put in a super wide road at 30 feet if we can provide the same amount of access with less? we don't want to disturb all the vegetation, but we still want to provide the access to these homes that is also safe. It's been determined that 16 feet wide road would be adequate, and it would not require the taking of property, through eminent domain or anything like that from any adjacent properties. So what this would do, it's anticipated that Lot 49 will also end up being developed. We feel that a 16-foot wide road with mountable curbs should provide sufficient access for those two properties.
And then the cost, you had mentioned there was a cost involved with that? Is that incurred by my property or our property?
Well, it's whoever comes in. So right now, it would be Mr. DeCanio's responsibility to build that road.
And then the access, if we wanted to access that road, how would that work? We need an
You-
easement as well?
You would have access to it. One of the conditions said that access to other properties could not be,
I didn't-
yeah, it's not exclusive. The thing is, because it's not a road built to 30-foot specifications, the town does not want to take it into our highway system, so it would in essence be a private road. You would have access to that private road, but the town would not be plowing it or maintaining it.
But access to that private road would be incurred, the cost would be incurred by my property? Meaning that's a
Potentially
private
down the
road, it
road.
belongs to the Decanio, correct?
The roadway will not belong to Mr. DeCanio. I guess they create like almost like a homeowners association for anybody that's tying into it. He will have to build it in order to get the access. So, I mean, you would have the benefit of the road being built at his expense.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
So the 220 feet goes to both plots, to the red line, right? I heard 220 foot of road.
Yeah, let me,
The extension, it goes to where the T-shaped turn, go left. One more.
here we go. So there's about 50, maybe 40 feet between the cul-de-sac and your south property line. Then your property is 120 feet in width, and then his property is 100 feet in width. You can see the proposed roadway, it goes about halfway across his property, maybe 70 feet up. So yeah, 220 feet is to the end of the roadway.
And you're only showing that one plot. It looks like it's just one entity there. So you don't lose the two plots, right? There's still two separate plots. Like this little
Correct.
drawing here is what's
Nope.
throwing me off.
It says vacant, that's your property.
Well, that's the combination of the two properties.
No, that vacant is yours.
No,
The
but
one
yeah.
that says vacant is your property. He needs to show it to show that the
Oh,
roadway's
okay,
going in
okay.
front of
I
it.
thought that was, all right.
He
And is-
shows a proposed driveway, but he can't propose that on your property, but it shows hypothetically where a driveway could access this
All right,
this
that's
roadway.
clear. Thank you. I think that answers it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is John Reardon, R-E-A-R-D-O-N. I'm at 12 Raphael. I am directly in front of your property, and this new paper road would be in front of my home, in front of my house. So my questions, I'm coming here a little bit. I have some questions regarding, and I've done some work with the planning. I stopped in the office the other day, spent a half an hour with me. It's terrific. I spoke to Mr. DeCanio for an hour. So I'm trying to get my hands around the private road versus not being a public road. So when these houses are built, who maintains it? Who maintains the road? So these homes are going to be sold with the understanding that maintenance of that private road is theirs. So if there is damage to the road, potholes, flooding, drainage being backed up, stuff that can happen in life, it's the homeowner's responsibility.
Yes.
Is there a covenant that'll be written into somewhere that is their responsibility?
I didn't see that, but I imagine it's just
I mean, it's sitting right in front of my
That
house.
actually was going to be my question when you opened it up to the board, was
Yeah.
regarding stipulation G on the first resolution.
Right.
Again, not designated for exclusive use of any individual property. Responsibility for the maintenance, repair, and general upkeep of the road shall be shared jointly by all property owners who utilize it for access to their respective properties. How is that enforced? How is it determined? Are the folks involved consulted? The proposed driveway, which I didn't even see until Sagisi, is it? Mr. Sagisi brought it up, but that proposed driveway isn't there. If he doesn't build a driveway there, then the road doesn't connect? Does he have to pay for maintenance? Things like that. How does this work?
Well, I can,
No, you only pay for the unit.
I can speak for, my mic isn't working, I don't think. I happen to live on on the same, and it's just understood, we all take care of our own part of that, the road that's on our property. So we have 5 owners on our, each one of us takes care of our own, and it works out well. There's never a problem. I see this as being very similar, just about the same.
Do you have the similar width of a road also?
Yes, I've,
You mind if I ask you what street that is so I can take a look at it?
you could. I live on Oakside Drive in
Okay,
Smithtown.
sure.
But it's a private right-of-way, so you, into,
No, I'm just looking
You
for,
come in and
I'm
house-
looking for appearance. Okay.
there's
Thank
house
you.
number 132,
Thank you.
34, 36, 38, and 40. And you can see that right, when you look down at house number 132, you'll see
Right.
curving down like that.
Right.
And we all take care of our own, and I'm only living there 20 years.
Sure.
20-something years, but since its inception, there's never been a problem.
Okay.
I wish that would probably be the same for
No, it's
every road.
Just a
That's-
consideration, I guess. Live it.
Okay.
My next question is, where would the mail truck go up to these houses?
No, well, I
So
don't
where
know
would
how
the
the mail
mailbox,
truck
where would the
does there.
mailboxes be?
A little different. I don't know how the mailbox is. Probably here it would be a little different.
Right.
If you go to where my street is, go to
Right.
Oakside Drive and go to house
I will.
number 132. I'm not at 132, I'm down at 136, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But if you'll see, we have mailboxes on the street. We don't front on the street at all, so we have mailboxes on the street. I don't know how that works. And we go up to our mailboxes,
So
which
here,
works
in
out
this
fine.
situation here, the mailboxes will be onto the right,
That I'm
the
not
right
sure.
edge of my property?
I'm not sure how that works, because my right-of-way was
How can I
built in
find
the
that out?
60s, so it was a
How
long
can I
time
find this
ago.
out in the proposition
But
here?
we're all over Smithtown, and it
That's fine. No,
varies.
Tim, can we just relate to this property right now? How would I know where that will be
That
now?
I'm not sure of, that.
Okay, how do I find that out?
Yeah, I guess after it's built, and you see.
There it goes.
if the
Just a
mail-
question.
If the mail truck has accessibility.
We don't
The
know.
post office.
I have a mailbox right in the circle.
Well, I'm sure
Where
that.
would their mailboxes
No,
go is my
I'm sh-
question.
Oh, their mailbox. I thought you
Correct.
were worried about your
No,
mailbox.
where's their
If-
mailboxes? Is it
I'm
gonna be,
past
is
you.
it gonna be the edge of my property? Or is it gonna be mailboxes in front of their house where the mail truck would drive up?
I'm sure the.
Where
mail
would the
truck
garbage
drive
truck go? Where does the garbage truck go up that road?
On my road, but I don't know
So
how.
the-
Again, every right-of-way and every situation is different.
So
all
can we
over
just apply
Smithtown, so-
what's going on here? Will garbage trucks have access to these two houses? Or are they gonna have to drag their pails down to the circle?
It's my guess, okay, because there's a lot, this is kind of early in the game as well, but the postmaster would make the determination about the mailboxes. My experience is that the mailboxes would still be in front of the houses because it's still a road. It would not be
Go straight.
out by the cul-de-sac, because a mail truck can still go up and down this private roadway, and there'll be adequate maneuverability for a mail truck. A garbage truck, that's a different story. It is possible that a garbage truck says, no, you're going to have to bring the garbage pails down to the cul-de-sac.
Which is what I have to do. I bring out my garbage pail
Then that's up to
up,
the
out
carrier.
into the street, up my right-of-way, up my driveway, up the right-of-way, out over to where my mailbox is, and that's where I leave my garbage.
So these
yeah.
garbage pails would basically sit in front of my house? Just
Well,
basically, they have to
each
drag
one
them
of
into the
ours
street?
is in front of our own mailboxes.
Okay.
So
So can I just go back to the potential issue with maintenance of the road? Is that something that gets determined down the road further from here? You're saying that we have an HOA, quote unquote, with the buyers. Is that just gonna be a handshake agreement with the buyers? This is understood? What kind of protection does that give anybody?
It's just a, I think it's, yeah, I believe that's really how it is in all of Smithtown that I know. Each person takes care of their section.
Yeah, but
So
what happens
if-
if one person, we got a pothole, I don't want to pay for that? You
So-
know, I call up the town highway department, and they come down my block and they repaired 6 potholes
Do
in my
you
block.
have to go do you have to go onto their property?
No.
So, in other words, they have to pass your property,
Right, well, it'll be in front of my house.
in front of your house,
Right,
more or
sure,
less.
correct.
So right now, you're being taken care of by the town, is that how?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I'm sure at your point, that's probably how it's gonna be, if I'm not right.
Right.
You're gonna continue getting the services you always got,
Right.
where you end. Those houses that are gonna be built, that's another story. Then that'll be a determination made by the garbage company, and the post office will address that situation.
Okay.
Where you are, nothing's gonna change.
What, so
Well, I
the,
think what he's saying is that whatever the people in the houses down the street are going to experience could impact him because he's at the cusp of the new private road. So if their mailboxes have to be outside the private road, or if their garbage pails have to be outside the private road, they're going to be in front of his house.
correct. I'm just
I
just
doubt
wondering how that
that's
works.
gonna happen.
It's not a big deal, I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
And I'm more concerned about the maintenance of it. I mean, you could have two
And
neighbors,
I agree-
two neighbors who don't like each other. Hey,
That-
tough
yep.
luck.
But that's their end,
You know what I
but
mean?
that's their end, and if they have a pothole outside their house, it's not gonna affect you, I'm sure, correct?
But I have to look at it.
Oh, you're probably not gonna,
Yeah, I mean,
I've
do it.
lived 20 years, I haven't seen a
Look.
pothole yet, so,
Okay, that's your opinion.
you know, luckily,
Yeah, that's your opinion. I could have mine too.
come
Can
take
you-
a look.
Can you explain the T-shaped turnaround? Where is that on this map?
In essence, the roadway extends past where the driveway is.
Right.
So if a car or truck gets to the end, they could basically back into the driveway
Oh, okay.
in the form of a T, or they could pull into the driveway and have the access. They don't want the roadway to end where the driveway ends.
Right.
You know, you want.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
That's perfect, okay. That's back where the 30-foot, where it's 30 feet right away back there.
Correct.
Okay.
And so what you and I discussed yesterday in the office
Yep.
was the primary role of this board is to determine what is the adequate access needed for 1 or 2 homes to be built here? And is it better to be 16 feet wide, which the
Right.
town has determined to be really the minimum? Or do you go wider, 24 to 30? And typically, the town has said, unless there's considerable more development than 2 homes, we don't want wider, because that's more infrastructure to maintain, it's more impervious surface, more drainage that's needed, more destruction of vegetation, in front of your house and others. So generally, we try to go to the minimum width deemed necessary and safe for these homes. And it really is for, future maintenance as well. I think it will have the appearance of just being an oversized driveway.
Well, it's going to have the appearance of a flag lot to me.
You could say it does that. I mean, technically, it's not a flag lot because it is a paper street. It will have that appearance
Yes.
of a paper street, of a flag lot, but it is not technically a flag lot.
I understand. With that in mind, it's going to be the curves are going to be on a 45-degree angle. That is different than the rest of the block. So I think it gives it more of an appearance of a driveway. Just for aesthetics, look. I understand why, because if a car bumps into it, doesn't knock it over, I get that, but it is a different look than the rest of the block. With the Belgian block set at a 45.
Yeah, I agree. It is a
Just,
different
it's a
look.
different look,
It's not a paper street. I mean, it's not a town roadway.
right. Why,
That's meant to give it that mountable that they could pull up onto
right,
the
right,
side.
yeah, I
right?
understand that, but it is a different look.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
given the fact that this new street's gonna be 16 feet, from my property line now becomes a vacant blank canvas. Do I now do I maintain that property?
That's, yeah, we also discussed this
Or,
too.
or who would?
Yeah, I mean, it's not being abandoned by the town, so technically it's not your property.
Right.
I mean, I maintain the right-of-way in front of my property. I think it's something that could be discussed with Mr. DeCanio. It's not technically his either, but I guess it would be part of the private roadway. So technically,
I'm just wondering, so, you know, I'll have a front lawn.
right, you don't want 16 feet of weeds or,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would like to know how I'm going to treat that going forward also.
I would recommend discuss that with Mr. DeCanio to see if he would object to that portion of the private roadway being maintained by you, but not responsible.
Because it's in the 50-foot right-of-way in that part?
Correct. It's not
Okay.
abandoned, you know.
So
if-
so theoretically, 50 minus 16, 34, 17 feet on each side of that 16-foot road.
On the one side, yeah, I mean, down at the street.
Yep.
It looks like there's 10 feet on the east side of the proposed road, then there's 16, and then the difference being between your property line and the roadway.
Right, okay. Right, so that's something that I could talk to Vin about. Yeah, okay, great, excellent. I'm just
There's
bringing up
process.
stuff that I can
Yeah.
see, just that's,
There's
I don't
more
mean
to
to,
develop
I'm not
these
attacking here,
lots.
I'm just bringing up,
Yeah. I just wanted to say, there's more to building a house than,
Oh, I
what-
understand.
you know, than just tonight. They're looking at what is proper access. Beyond that, there's a building permit marker process that gets
Sure.
reviewed by engineering, highway, planning, building. So there's a lot more steps. They're more internal,
right.
but I just wanted you to know, like,
I'm not-
I don't have a lot of the answers
I'm not,
tonight.
I'm not here about protesting development. I'm actually for it. I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'm just wanted to know what the result of it, what's the appearance and what's it gonna look like. These homes are gonna be beautiful. Vin builds a beautiful home. These houses are gonna be expensive.
Yep.
You know, I get it. You know, so it's, I'm with you. I'm just, my concern is, I'm already on an easement, I'm already on an easement in the circle, and now I'm gonna have a 16-foot road in front of me. So it's kind of like two things that are kind of funky on this property now. And I'm just concerned with the end result. How is it gonna look? And I'm concerned with that in going forward, how's it being maintained, all that stuff that goes with it. Because it is kind of funky. I know this piece of property's been a curveball for all you guys for a while. So, all right, I appreciate your time. I think that's it for me. Oh, the setback of the house. Are these houses gonna be set back equal to the houses that are already on that side of the road?
I think he's permitted the 25 front.
Right, but isn't the second property, because the right-of-way is shorter, at some point in front of that house, it's
No.
gonna be 10 feet closer?
No, because these
Okay, maybe,
allowed a 25 front, 35-foot rear. So there'll be 25 from the front yard property line, and then you got a couple feet till you get to the road.
all right, because the map I'm looking at here,
It's showing 25.
it shows 25, but it looks like the property line for the second home is a little bit further close up.
It's even with it.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong line?
Tax lot,
When you, okay, now you're, now come down, you go down to the vacant lot, and now you come down to the existing home? There's 10 feet there.
their front yard setback.
Which one?
They're going to go by their front yard property line. So it's going to be 25 from their front yard.
From the new?
Their existing 25.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay, thank
appreciate
you.
it. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Mr. DeCanio, did you want to address any of that for this gentleman? Thank you.
Just to make it more helpful, although I think the board did handle it properly, for starters, there's 50 foot of right-of-way, so any garbage removal or cans that'll be placed will not be in front of his house at all. It would be in the right-of-way, which is already 50 feet wide. And the radius, as far as the entry, is exactly like what exists right now for lot number 10, your neighbor. They go, it cuts, the curb cut that's there right now for that house that was approved with the subdivision is going to be in the same exact place. And that's to the east of Mr. Reardon's property. As far as the maintenance and the front yard, which we talked about when I met him, it's the same grass that you've been taking, I guess you're maintaining it now on the, you're actually encroaching the town right-of-way. But when we designed it, Madam Chairman and the board, specifically with the departments, we put the two curb cuts, the one existing one that we're going to relocate, and it says it on the map, and it's in that exact radius. It's not going to be near Mr. Reardon's house. And we proposed the second one, as Peter has brought out, close to the 50-foot right-of-way, so the burden of the maintenance is going to be solely for the house that we're proposing to build. And then as Madam Chairman brought out, any maintenance in front of their little area, just as they do right now, will continue to be the same way it is. And then it's up to the post office whether they want us to put the mailbox at the curb line out front to the east of your property. Will not be any offensive. The setbacks, by the way, just to address that last point, is exactly the same across the whole of the 11 homes that were originally built. It's 25 feet to the property line, plus by the town recommending, and it was the engineering department, of the 16 feet, it will give the appearance of even a greater setback. So it'll be 25 feet plus whatever's left from the right-of-way, 16 minus the 30 at its narrowest point. So I believe that it's going to be an asset to the community, not a deficit, and I'll make sure of that. I've done enough homes in the town of Smithtown, and I plan on making the neighbors happy also. So.
I'm sure. Thank you, Mr.
And
DeCanio.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions in the audience? Yes, sir. You want to come back up to the mic so we can all hear you then? Thank you so much.
Yeah, just a follow-up question, because I was, how many homes would be involved in that HOA? Just the 3 lots facing the road? Because there's other properties backing up to the road. Are they involved in that too?
It would just be the homes on that,
Just whatever's developed.
whatever was developed, whatever homes are
Right now, it's
developed.
only one.
Well, if you look at the plot there, there's 3 homes facing the road, and there's 2 homes backing up to the road. Are those 2 homes backing up the road part of that HOA? Just curious how many people are going to share in the cost of all this maintenance. It's a general question, I don't mean anything by it.
I would think
Yeah.
Then they
Whoever uses
would,
the road's gonna pay for it.
right.
Makes
So if
sense.
someone's using it, yeah, if they're not using it, just because they
Right
backed
now,
up
it's only
on
one
it, then
person.
no.
One
That makes
person's gonna
sense, thank you
develop.
very much. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Any other questions out there? Okay, any further questions from the board at this time? Okay, then, hearing none, in the matter of 280A application, building on unimproved filed Platt Street, Rayfield Boulevard, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, the hearing is closed. In the matter of 280A application approval, Raphael Boulevard, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, the motion is adopted. In the matter of authorization to sign performance bond estimate 280A application, Raphael Boulevard. I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion is adopted. Thank you. Okay, then, I now move that we adopt the minutes of the July 9th, 2025 meeting of the Planning Board.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The minutes are adopted. And now I move to adjourn this meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
the meeting is adjourned.